Welcome to Power Vinyasa. I'm excited that you're here. Last night we talked a little bit about how when I took my first online yoga class with Jen Prue, I found it challenging. Hi, yes. Challenging to be still, like I had felt the agitation and the stress of the last couple of weeks in my body. So be patient with yourself when we do some longer holds with some of these things, and just notice where maybe you're storing some stress in the body, because it's a perfectly normal thing. And it's okay. It's okay. It's weird not being able to see your faces, but I see the stream of yeses and hellos, so that's exciting. Today we're going to keep it pretty simple. So a standard power flow, which means we're going to do a vinyasa flow, but in between we'll probably add some lunges, some squats, some held planks. I will demo probably a more modified version of sun salutations because I have some back issues, but if you're ready to charge into your full up dog, go for it. So that is my speech. Let's get rolling. So come onto your mat and find a comfortable seat, kneeling or crisscross, applesauce. Just take a moment to settle and get grounded. And then to open today's class, we're going to practice a style of breathing, sometimes called square breathing or box breathing. So in the teachings of yoga, we talk about the box breath in that every side of the breath is an even length. So there's an inhale, there's a pause, a retention, or a kumbhaka. There's an exhale, and then there's another retention. And all of those are the same length. So we even out all four sides of the breath. So let's begin by taking a cleansing breath in through nose and out through mouth. Begin inhaling for the count of 4, 3, 2, hold, 4, 3, 2. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, hold, 4, 3, 2. Inhale, 4, 3, 2, hold, 4, 3, 2. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, hold, 4, 3, 2. One more time. In for 4, 3, 2, hold for 4, 3, 2. Exhale, 4, 3, 2. Hold, 4, 3, 2. Return to a normal cycle and rhythm of breathing. And just notice if the breathing in and of itself had any impact. Take a deep breath in through nose. And open mouth, exhale. Okay, blink your eyes open. Let's come forward to hands and knees, tabletop position. And if you want to take your hands a little bit wider, angle the fingers out, just figure out what feels good for your wrists and shoulders. On your in-breath, lower your belly, lower your chest, lift your chin. And as you exhale, round and arch the spine towards the ceiling. Continue to move back and forth through cat-cows. Sometimes I visualize that I'm moving from the tailbone and then rolling up and down the spine. Just looking for any areas that feel sticky or clumpy. And seeing if I can individuate over some of those 33 joints in the back body. And then you could continue with that, or you could kind of freestyle move a little bit. So move your rib cage to the left and to the right. Slide your shoulders around. get weird, right? It's cool. There's nobody here to see. You can get as weird as you want. You could fart if you need to. Nobody's going to know. I can't, but you can, because that would be, publicly available for years to come. All right, come back to a neutral tabletop, and then reach your left arm forward and your right leg back. And see if you can work to keep all four corners of your torso relatively level. So the pelvis is level, the space across your upper back is relatively level. And then hug in through your core. So not just belly button in and back, but the whole thing kind of pulling into center from the sides as well. Take a big breath in. Exhale, elbow to knee squeeze. Inhale, reach long. Exhale, elbow to knee. One more time. Inhale, reach. Exhale, squeeze, hold, push them together for 3, 2, 1. Reach long. Inhale. Tabletop, exhale. All right, other side. Right arm, left leg. First few breaths, we just explore what does it take to feel stable here. Where do I need to push a little bit and pull a little bit? Investigate the quality of the breath. Take a big inhale, reach. And exhale, squeeze it together, elbow to knee. Inhale, reach. Exhale, squeeze. One more time. Inhale, reach. Exhale, squeeze, hold. If they touch, push them into one another. Here for 3. Here for 2. 1, reach long, inhale. Back to tabletop, exhale. Coming off the wrists, just for a second, come back to a toes pose. So tuck your toes under. See if you can lean back onto the heels. If that's too much, shift weight forward. But see if you can interlace hands, press out through the heels of the hands, and maybe start to lift the arms overhead. Again, if you're coming off, if you want to just kind of push out, that's fine too. Breathe here for 5, 4, 3, 2. Take one more big inhale. Exhale, release. Come back to table. Tap out the tops of your feet. Hopefully that doesn't make my dog come running. Tuck your toes and press back to downward facing dog. First downward facing dog of the day. Pedal it out in the heels. Maybe kind of pat it out in the fingers. Shift the hips, shake your head out. And then after a few breaths, just come into a stillness. And improve the quality of the breath. The steadiness of the inhale, the fullness of your exhale. And then come forward to your high push-up, high plank pose, and just hold for a few breaths. Watching that you don't droop the head forward of the shoulders. So imagine that you're lifting up through the back of the skull, really firming legs, firming navel in and up, sides of the waist in. And breathe for 5 more. Here for 4, 3, 2. Take a big breath in. And as you exhale, slowly lower all the way down to your belly. And if you feel like you're droopy in that process, just lower your belly on your knees from now on so you can have a little bit more control of the stability of your spine. Tops of your feet to the mat, hands under your shoulders. Inhale, cobra, lift the chest. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, cobra, lift. Exhale, lower. One more time. Inhale, lift. And then stay lifted, but see if you can lift your hands off the mat. Floating cobra. And then we'll reach forward, inhale. And as you exhale, squeeze the elbows as though they could touch behind you. Inhale, reach forward. Exhale, squeeze like you're making a W shape with your arms. One more time. Inhale, reach. Exhale, squeeze and hold. Pulse the forearms to the ceiling for the count of 5, 4, 3, 2. Lift and release. Press up through hands and knees or low to high push-up. Tuck your toes. Come on back to downward facing dog. All right. In downward facing dog here, let's start to cultivate a style of breathing. So you're either breathing in and out through your nose, just a normal nasal breath, or you're slightly constricting the whisper muscles in your throat to create a ujjayi sort of ocean sounding breath. And that will help you build a little bit more heat than just standard nasal breathing. Take an inhale, bend your knees, look forward. And as you exhale, walk or hop all the way up to your hands. Come into a halfway lift, breathe in. And forward fold, breathe out. Sweep all the way up, inhale. Hands to heart, exhale. Good, let's begin with some sun salutation A's. Inhale, arms sweep high. Exhale, soften your knees, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, high to low push-up or to your belly. Inhale, back bend, cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. When you get to downward facing dog, reconnect and recommit to the breath, as though maintaining the quality of the breath is just as important to you as the quality of the shape itself. Let's take a big inhale, bend knees, look forward. Exhale, walk or hop up to your hands. Halfway lift, inhale. Forward fold, exhale. Sweep all the way up, inhale. Hands to heart, exhale. Inhale, arms reach high. Exhale, forward bow. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, high to low push up or belly. And these are always going to be the choices. Cobra or upward facing dog, breathe in. Downward facing dog, breathe out. Reconnect to the pranayama practice. And feel the places that the breath is moving in the body, right? You're breathing and the diaphragm is moving almost upside down right now. What does that feel like in the torso? Take a big inhale, bend knees, look forward. Exhale, walk or hop to hands. Halfway lift, breathe in. Forward fold, breathe out. Sweep all the way up, sunrise. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, arms high. Exhale, forward fold, sunset. Halfway lift, breathe in. High to low, push up or to belly, breathe out. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Come back to the breath. Okay, bend your knees, look forward, breathe in. As you exhale, walk or hop to your hands. Halfway lift, breathe in. Forward fold, breathe out. Come into chair pose. Separate your feet a little bit for this one. And you may see me change orientation just so that your view is a little bit better, but you can stay in whatever position you want to on your mat. So feet pointing in the same direction. Watch for knee knock or knee bulge. Try to keep your root down into your hips and your heels. And then keep the spine stable, right? So I'm not rounding forward. I'm lifting up through the chest, broadening across the collarbones. And then lower down and lift up. Lower and lift. And notice that most of the movement is happening at the space behind the knees. I'm not moving the chest around. I'm not changing the distance between my chest and thighs. All happening back there behind the knees. We're going to go for 10 more. 9, 8, 7. Stay connected to your feet as you do this for 4, 3, 2. Get low, stay low. Swing your arms behind you. Get even lower. And then press through the feet to come all the way up. Whew. Hands come down. Bring your right hand to your right hip. Feet can still stay. Hip width distance apart. Left hand moves high. Shift your hips over to the left. Take a little bit of a side bend here. And notice that it's not droopy, right? It's up and over, and all my breath is going into the left sideline of the body. Still connected to the feet. Kind of easy to lock out the legs and lean here, right? Soften the knees, press the floor away as you try to touch the ceiling on the other side of the room. Take a big breath in. Exhale, come back through center. Other side, push your hips over to the right, reach up and over to the left, breathe in a way that makes space on the right side line of the body. Still active in the legs. Good, take another big breath in. As you exhale, come back to center. Arms reach high, inhale. Exhale, soften your knees, forward fold. Halfway lift, breathe in. High to low push-up or step to down dog as you exhale. So you can start to make this part of the flow your own. When you get to down dog, everybody lift your right leg high. Take a big inhale here. And as you exhale, right knee taps right elbow in high push-up. Inhale, right leg high. Exhale, knee to nose, squeeze in. Inhale, right leg high. Exhale, right knee, left elbow. Inhale, right leg high. Exhale, right foot steps forward. Keep the back heel lifted. Come up for crescent lunge. And it might take a second to just make this feel stable. Sometimes widening the feet out to the left and right creates a more stable base. But see if you can step the back foot up a little bit more. So the left knee is a little bit closer to that line directly below the left hip. Hands can come to hips or come to the sky, really your choice. But we're going to take an inhale. And as you exhale, lower your back knee down towards the mat. Inhale up. Exhale, lower. Inhale up. Exhale, lower. Continue on your own. Ride the rhythm of your breath. And notice that the front knee isn't changing a ton. I'm not swinging back and forth over the left knee a lot. Really trying to let this come from the back knee. Let's do 5 more. Lower and lift. Firm around the core. Lower and lift. Last 3. Lower and lift for 2. Lower and lift. 1 more. Lower and hold. Because I could tell you wanted to hold this. I can just sense it through the computer. And then as you straighten the back leg, rocket your chest forward and hold the hover over your front right leg. Swing the arms back so they look like airplane arms. Look forward. Shift into balance. Dekasana airplane. Watch that left hip's tendency to lift up. See if you can square your left hip to the mat, and lift from those muscles in the back of your left leg. Chest is broad. Breath is big. Here for 3. Here for 2. 1. Feet land together. Arms sweep up overhead. Exhale, hands together in front of your chest. Okay. So second time around, we're going to do some squats. If those first squats felt good, right? Nice and stable. Position for the knees, not dropping super low. Stick with that version. You've already done it. You know it's pretty challenging. The other version that I'll offer you is some Malasana squat lifts. So you can take this version if you want to give it a try, if it's okay in your knees and low back. So what we're going to do, consider this the lower position. From here, we're going to lift, lower and lift, lower and lift. So taking your squat of choice, lowering and lifting, giving it enough time to feel nice and spicy. You signed up for power, so we're going to find it. We're going to dig it out of those hips. I've been sitting on, watching a little bit too much Netflix these days. Not this morning. Let's go for 10. Lift, 9. Lift, 8. Lift, 7. Woo, 6. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh my goodness. Make your way back up to standing. If you're in that low squat, hands come down, feet toe heel together, hands to hips, hip hinge all the way up. Who needs coffee? Me, after this class. All right, let's do the other side with those lunges. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, soften your knees, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, take it to the mat. High to low push-up, or just step to downward facing dog. Upward dog or cobra if you flow. Downward facing dog is where we meet. Okay, left leg lifts, breathe in. Left knee, left elbow, high push-up. Inhale, left leg high. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, left leg high. Exhale, left knee, right elbow. Inhale, left leg up. Exhale, left foot steps. Okay, come on up, crescent lunge. So back heel stays lifted, second side. Step the back foot up and feel that. You can bend your knee a little bit more directly underneath that left hip joint. Hands to hips or hands to sky. Your call. We're going to start to slowly bend the back knee down a little and lift it up. And then just continue to go with the rhythm of your breath. Maybe inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale. Exhale. Steady knees. Steady spine. Steady breath. Let's go for 5. Lower. 4. Lower. 3. Lower. 2. Lower. 1. Lower, pause. Start to straighten that back leg. Rocket your chest forward. Arms lift like you're coming into airplane pose. Look forward and then fly into balance. Pelvis level. Back leg active, straight, strong. Chest lifted, heart broad for 3. Here for 2. 1. Feet land together. Hips sink, heart lifts, chair pose, inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift, breathe in. High to low push up or step to down dog as you exhale. All right, back and downward facing dog. Right leg lifts, breathe in. Right knee to right elbow, breathe out. Inhale, right leg high. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, right leg up. Exhale, right knee, left elbow. Inhale, right leg up. Exhale, right foot steps. Warrior 2. Spin the back heel down. Come all the way up. And then look at your front knee in Warrior 2. A lot of times we see the front knee cave in. That's likely because the back toe is angled too far out and you're just pulling that front leg with you. So maybe step the back foot up, angle the toes in a little bit more, and then see if it helps keep your front knee on track. Arms lift. Point your fingers up at the ceiling like you're pushing away the wall on either side of the room and really root out through the heels of your hands. And then just get steady with it for a few breaths. Notice what comes up. Turn your front palm over. Reverse. Get steady here for a few breaths. Take a big inhale. Exhale. Right elbow to right thigh. Left arm overhead. Side angle. Stay here. And the front leg is going to talk to you pretty loudly. And the way that we speak back is through breath. We're breathing away. It feeds the body the message, everything's going to be okay. Here for 4. Here for 3. A minute with you. Here for 2. 1. Top arm lifts. Come into star pose. Ta-da! Extra credit if you said ta-da in your little space wherever you are. Let's come into warrior two on the other side. So left toes point. Now the other side of the room is the front of the room. Arms come up. You check in on the alignment of the back knee. Make any necessary, the alignment of the front knee, any necessary adjustments to the back foot. Come into it, float the arms. And then this time, hands down, press out through the back of the wrists. And with as much rooting out through the back of the wrists, reach forward through the front knee and back through the back foot a little bit. Now hold. And hold a steady gaze while you do it. See if you can land your focus on one point. Feel the movement of the breath. Turn the front palm over, reverse it. Challenge here to keep the front leg relatively steady, stable. I know how to ground and anchor, even when I'm a little bit uncomfortable. Good, take another big breath in. Exhale, side angle pose. This is it. Long haul for that front leg. Breathing for 5. Here for 4. Last 3. 2. We're going to reverse warrior. Come up and back. Breathe in. Exhale, high or low push-up or step to down dog. So be facing the other direction. Okay, when you get back to downward facing dog, take a cleansing breath in through nose, open mouth, exhale. Left leg lifts, breathe in. Left knee, left elbow, exhale. Inhale, left leg high. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, left leg high. Exhale, left knee, right elbow. Inhale, left leg high. Exhale, left foot steps. Back heel spins down, come up, warrior 2. This time straighten the front leg. So we're setting up for triangle. Scooch the back foot in a little bit if you have a really wide stance. Those back toes can also angle forward a little bit. The back hip can roll forward a little bit. Reach over that left leg until you can't reach anymore. And then re-anchor into the feet and reach again. Good, hinge down at the left hip. Press in all directions like you're expanding into the universe. Maybe lift your gaze. Reconnect to the movement of the breathing. Is the quality of the breath as much of a priority to you right now as the quality of the shape? Can they both be there? Soften your front knee. Come all the way up through center. We're going to pivot to the other side and do the same thing, triangle. So left toes, angle in. Right toes point straight ahead. Remember, you can turn that back hip in a little bit if that feels better, especially if you're checking in with your SI joint, your low back. Arms come up, reach forward. Now pause here, because this is the point where we tend to lock out the legs and just droop forward. Pause here. Re-press into the feet, re-reach a little bit longer, and then hinge at your right hip. Feel the expansiveness in it. It's really easy to dump down into it. Let there be an upward lift here too. Here for 5 more. For 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Soften your front knee. Come up for warrior 2. And I'm hoping that my mat isn't too slippery on this floor that I can do this, but if your mat is slippery, if you're on like a laminate floor, you could do this on the hardwood. What we're going to try to do is hop off the front foot and just test the balance on the back leg. Whee! Yeah, it's kind of fun. It's kind of stupid. Yay! And then eventually see if you can hold the balance on that far left leg and come into tree pose. And see if you can feel all these different little forces that you're applying. So there's that downward force by the big toe mound of the standing foot, the outer edge of the heel of the standing foot, Feel that diagonal line across the bottom of the foot there. So feel that rooting action. Feel the pressing into center, foot to leg to foot, and then hugging in through the midline. You can stay like this. You can float your branches in the breeze. I got distracted. There's a couple taking a walk outside with a really cute dog. And if this is easy for you, you can always blow your branches in the breeze or turn it into a little bit of a side bend. Still letting your practice be playful, especially when the world feels so serious. All right, let's come on up. Let's lift the right leg and then bend the left knee a little bit and see if you can step out wide like a yoga ninja. And then we'll set it up on the other side. So pivot the legs a little bit, right toes point roughly straight ahead. And then start to hop off the left leg. Learning to get it together on the fly, right? How can I create balance while in motion? Find that point or just stand up and come into your tree pose. It's fine either way. And then again, feel the downward force. Feel the pulling into the center force. And maybe feel that there's a lifting force. And then all of those three things work together in this shape. Again, if you're feeling crazy and you want to move, that's groovy too. You're going to take another big breath in. Whoa. And as you exhale, lift the left leg like a yoga ninja. Step out nice and wide and just kind of rock side to recenter yourself. So get into a stance where toes are out and heels are in. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale, bend elbows, bend knees, come into horse pose. Take an inhale, press your forearms back. And exhale, bring elbows to touch out front. Inhale, open wide. Exhale, squeeze to touch. One more time, inhale, open. This time as you exhale, bring your right arm under your left. Come into eagle arms. And as much as the elbows lift up, sink your hips nice and low. Breathing for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. Straight legs, straight arms. Inhale. Exhale, come right back down into horse. Inhale, press arms back. Exhale, elbows touch. Inhale, open. Exhale, squeeze. Last time. Inhale, open. Exhale, squeeze into eagle arm. So left arm under, okay? Hips drop lower. Elbows lift higher. Steady in your breathing for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. Arms up, legs straight. Hands come down to your hips. Nice job. Hop into the center of your mat. Step up to the top. You do a little bit of twisting. Then we're going to come down onto the floor. So arms lift up. Big inhale. As you exhale, soften your knees, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Chair pose, sit low. And then start to twist to your left. So maybe right arm forward, left arm back, especially if that feels better on your back. You have no leverage here. So you really have to just use the power of the muscles in your torso, back, and arms to create the turn. If you want to use a little bit more leverage, bring right arm outside, left knee, or you can do the traditional hand connection here. But see if you can drop your hips like 5 inches lower. Breathe for 4 more. 3, 2. Come back through chair, so exit with control. Take an inhale. And exhale, forward fold. And separate your feet about hip width distance apart. See if you can take your first 2 fingers and hold on to your big toes. Bend your knees, flatten out a lot. Inhale. And forward fold as you exhale. Padangusthasana. Hop on the toes a little bit and push down into the feet. Notice that you can be active in the feet without locking the legs. Good. Take another big breath in. Open mouth, exhale. Release your hands from your feet and toe heel your feet back to a position that you like them in for chair. So I like a little bit of space between my feet. That feels a little bit more stable for me. Hips sink, heart lifts. Take an inhale. And as you exhale, work through your rotation. So no leverage, right? Strength of the muscles doing the work here. High twist. One forearm down. A little bit of support, but still some good work on the right side line of the body. Or hook the left elbow and use full leverage to get the rotation. Whatever you chose, here for 5. Here for 4. 3, 2. Come slowly back through chair. Take an inhale. And exhale, forward fold. Okay. Feet separate again if they haven't already. See if you can slide your hands under your feet. Padahastasana. Bend your knees enough, if you're doing this, to see if you can wiggle your toes against your wrists. Give your wrists a nice little massage. Shake your head out, catch your breathing. Good. Take another big breath in. Stay for the exhale. Walk the hands out from under the feet. Toe heel your feet back together. Halfway lift, breathe in. Forward fold, breathe out. Step back to your high push-up. Hold your high push-up. If you're feeling crazy, lift your right toes to hover and inch off the ground. For 5, 4, 3, 2. Now everybody, right knee into chest. Right foot kicks out to the left. Spin your back heel down, lift your left arm high. Breathe. Here for 5, 4, 3, little fallen triangle. Sometimes people call it fallen warrior. Take another inhale. Exhale, sit your butt down. We're gonna try to find an IT band stretch here, which for some people comes really easily, and some people just need to pay attention to the cues a little bit. What we're going to try to do is keep this right leg active. So the foot is flexed, you're pressing out through the heel. It gets as high as it can get on the mat. I start to feel it right here. But if you don't feel anything, you can start to turn your left hip towards the mat. You can start to turn your chest towards the mat. And if you don't feel anything in the outside line of that right leg, in behind the knee or the hamstrings, usually it's just a case of moving the right leg a little bit higher and turning the chest a little bit more, maybe turning that hip down a little bit more. Breathe for 3 more. Here for 2. 1 more, inhale and exhale. Okay, so can you exit with control? Hands come down, press through the floor, hips lift, legs strong. Bring that right knee back into chest. Put the right foot down. Recommit to plank pose. Whew. Left leg lifts if you're feeling crazy. We're here for 5. Extra credit if you're making sound effects for 4. For 3, 2, 1. Everybody, left knee into chest. Kick your left foot out to the right. Spin down into the outside edge of that back foot. Top arm comes high. Push the floor away with everything that's connected to it. And breathe for 5, 4, 3, 2. Big inhale. Exhale, hips come down. Woo. And we try to find that on the other side. So moving the left leg up. Keep the left foot active. If you don't feel it, turn the right toes down into the mat. Start to turn your pelvis towards the floor. If not, chest faces towards the floor. And there can be a little bit of kind of pulling the heart forward in this. Active out through your feet, steady in your breathing. Here for 3. Here for 2. All right. Coming out of it the way that we came into it. Push into hands, lift the legs, lift the hips. Leg comes in, press back to plank. Good. Here by itself, just plank for 5 more. Last 4, 3, 2. Come all the way down to your belly. We made it. Good job. I can feel that you're doing a good job. All right, so let's come on to our backs. We'll do a little bit of core work before we get into back bending. So on your back, you're going to bring your legs up towards the sky. And maybe you want to wedge your thumbs underneath your tailbone. Now what we're going to do is we're just going to see at what point do we start to steal the core work from the low back, meaning at what point does the low back start to overarch away from the floor? And at that point, you're no longer stable in your low back, so you don't want to go any farther. But let's push up through active legs, take an inhale, and exhale, start to bring the legs forward out into the room. Now to keep the low back from overarching off the ground, got to kind of have to pull the belly in and maintain a natural arch. Now if this worked okay, maybe go another third closer to the floor. So stop where you lose it. Take a couple breaths here. And then maybe you can go all the way down like an inch off the floor. Watch your low back. Don't be a hero. Nobody can see it. Find where you're stable. You're here for 5 more. 4, 3, 2. Come all the way back up. So it's a good long hold, especially if you decide to stay at one point the whole time. Let's take an inhale. Exhale, come forward about a third of the way. For 5, 4, 3, 2. Stay here or lower another third. Keep the low back steady for 5, 4, 3, 2. Stay here or lower to hover. For 5. Pull the belly in. 4, 3, 2. All the way up. One more time. Inhale. Exhale, come about a third of the way. So you can keep that steady for 5, 4, 3, 2. If you got it, lower another third. For 5, 4, 3, 2. If you're going for the hover, look up at it. Maybe pull the belly down. And draw a few sideways figure eights, infinity symbols here. For 5, just for fun. For 4, 3, 2, 1. Legs come all the way up. And knees hug into chest. Rock a little bit side to side. Woo-wee. Okay. And then roll onto your belly. Flip over like a pancake that you will have earned and can totally eat after this because you worked your little asana off. As you come onto your belly, arms come down by your side, chin or forehead to the mat. Start to lift. Chest, arms, maybe legs. We say maybe because if it hurts your low back, try relaxing your legs to the floor and just working a little bit more in the upper back, okay? And then inhale, feel that your priority is length here. Get longer from feet to crown. And as you exhale, just stabilize. Inhale, maybe reach a little longer. Exhale, stabilize. One more time. Inhale, reach. Exhale, stabilize. And then relax all the way down. As you come into your belly, maybe shimmy your hips a little bit left to right. Okay, we have time for one more thing on the belly here. So maybe you interlace your hands behind your low back. Maybe you want to reach back and hold on to your feet for Dhanurasana bow pose. Take a big inhale. And as you exhale, come on up with whatever you chose. If you're in bow, watch that the legs aren't splaying way out. Hug the knees in. And make sure that you're breathing. If you're breathing, you're probably moving a little bit. Here for 5, For 4, 3, 2. Take a big inhale and exhale, come down. Okay. Maybe bring your other cheek to the mat, windshield wiper your feet, or kind of crisscross the feet. Flip back onto your back. As you come onto your back, knees are bent, feet are flat, bridge setup. And your heels are close. You generally want the heels kind of underneath where the knee joint is. Take a big inhale. And as you exhale, press up. Decide if you'd rather hold the edges of your mat and tear it apart. That's some great shoulder work. Or interlace and shimmy your hands together. And on your inhale, feel the hips lift. But as you exhale, bring the lowest 2 ribs down a little bit and push out through the knees. So inhale, feel the hips rise. Exhale, feel that it's also contained and long. And then work with all those opposing forces. Here for 5, 4, 3, 2, big inhale. Exhale, come all the way down. Good, you can sway the knees a little bit, just catch your breath. And then toe heel the feet into the middle. And come on up for a second bridge. Now as you come up for the second bridge, maybe this time you just keep your arms down by your sides, or you do that little Lego man arm thing. But with your legs in the middle, reach your right foot straight up for the ceiling. And then push up through the right heel as you push down through the left heel. And breathe. Put some power into that. For 5, 4, 3, 2. Take a big inhale, lift. Cross right ankle to left knee. And slowly lower your hips to the ground. So figure 4, you could take it just like this. Or you could lift your left foot off the ground. And maybe interlace hands behind or on top of the left knee. Keeping feet active. Sending the breath low and wide, way down into your hips. And staying here enough time so that you have this opportunity to marinate, so that a little bit of flavor can evolve, right? The body gives you something to work with and you actively manage that thing. All right, and release that down. Put both feet back onto the mat. So we're going to do this again. Remember, feet are a little bit closer to center because it will feel stable, more stable when you split the legs. Lego man arms are arms against the ground. Take an inhale. And as you exhale, push up into bridge again. Okay, right foot's a little bit more in the center. Left leg's nice and high. Both legs are super active. And you breathe. Even anchoring down to where your arms are in the mat. Here for 5. Here for 4. 3, 2. Take a big breath in. As you exhale, cross left ankle to right knee. Slowly lower the hips. And take your figure 4 on the other side. Maybe we'll do this one in quiet together. Just kind of notice what you find when you go inside. Let's take another big breath in. And a full exhale. Good. Release the legs. Come on back down. One more back bend. So if you want to stick with bridge, stick with bridge. If you have a wheel in your practice and you want to bring hands down, just make sure that your hands aren't too sweaty, that you're not going to be slippery here, and that your palms are fully grounded, your elbows face the ceiling, your feet walk in. So whichever back bend you want, take a big inhale. And as you exhale, press on up. Breathing for 5, 4, 3, 2. Take another big breath in. And as you exhale, wheels tuck the chin, everybody come down. We meet on our mat again. This time, bottoms of feet come together, knees open out. Bring a hand to your belly and a hand to your heart. And just kind of feel inwards. Feel all that spaciousness you created. I don't know if you can hear my children walking overhead, but it's kind of hard keeping a 6-year-old and a 10-year-old at bay at 10 o'clock on a Sunday morning. It is what it is. It's a new type of practice, right? Let's bring the knees in, hug knees into chest, and rock a little bit side to side. If you want to turn it into happy baby, by all means. All right, but we don't want the tailbone lifted way off the ground. You want to feel that your tailbone can anchor as you rock a little bit side to side. And if the tailbone can't anchor there, just grab in behind the knees or hug knees towards armpits. They're all great ways to neutralize the spine after back bending. Let's lift legs up towards the sky. If you have a block, you can put a block or a blanket or a towel or a book underneath your tailbone to get a little bit of extra lift. Or you can just wiggle your thumbs under there, get some upside down time in for the legs. Maybe you slowly rotate the ankles here. Rotate in the other direction. And then one more time, hug your knees down into chest. Quick spinal twist. We'll do this one rolling both knees all the way over onto the right side so that your low back is stable. Your hips are stacked. Bring both arms out like you're kind of gator chopping your arms shut. And then just roll through the chest. Let that left arm roll open. The left shoulder will lightly hang out in space. And so just a different take on a low back stable spinal twist. Let's just take one big breath in here and exhale. Gator chop closed. And then roll onto the other side. So on the left side now, hips are stacked, arms come out. And then see if you can keep that nice stable stack in the hips as you roll the right arm open and just let it hang out in space. Let gravity and the shape do all the work here. Let's do one more big breath in. Stay for the exhale. Gator chop your arms closed. And then roll over onto your back. Take a moment to get really, really comfortable. If you want to get a blanket or put a little towel roll under the back of your neck, take out your ponytail, shimmy a little bit, whatever it takes to get you comfortable. Checking the time here. And then even if you're as comfortable as you think you can get, shimmy just a little bit more. Get extra, extra. As you close your eyes, see if you can relax around the eyes. So the place where the eyelids meet is a soft place. And the eyes relax and sink heavy in their sockets. And with every exhale, you surrender a little bit more into the floor, creating a slightly deeper imprint of you on your mat. Notice if there's anywhere that's still a little bit grippy and holding on. Check the face, check the chest, check the belly. Release the grip. In this moment, you're okay. Take a moment to notice where you are. And if you've traveled somewhere else, come back to the breath. Always here, always happening. And a beautiful, stable anchor for the mind. Begin to re-embody your body. Gentle movements, or maybe that's just a deep cleansing breath. When you feel ready, you're gonna roll onto your right side and take a few cooling breaths here out through your mouth. Everything that you need to get where you want to be is right here. And then find your way up to a comfortable seat. Whatever that seat looks like for you. Palms together, thumbs at your chest. Now, it's always a little awkward oming in a random room in your house by yourself. But let's give it a try, why not? We'll do one om. Exhale first. Breathe in. Shanti, 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 peace. Thumbs start at your heart. It's a reminder, kind action. Thumbs move to your lips. It's a reminder, kind words. Thumbs finish at third eye as a reminder. Kind thoughts. Together we bow.